everything but the bagel seasoning latte. The recipe is on my Instagram. Holy shit, this is amazing. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new around here, hello. If you are returning, hey, what's up? How you been? Now listen, some of you guys have been a little sneaky deaky. You have been watching some of my old Starbucks videos that I posted 5 months ago, a year ago, out of nowhere. Like, I've been getting notifications that people have been commenting on these videos and I'm like, wait a minute, didn't I post that like 8 months ago? And people are just finding it now. Love to see the algorithming. So I figured if there are people who are interested in learning a little bit more about Starbucks, the interview process, the quitting process, that I would be doing a disservice to all of you and to myself by not sharing my plethora of information that I have on Starbucks. I may gaslight, I might girl boss, but I will never gatekeep. Without further ado, we're gonna talk about a few topics related to Starbucks today. First one being what to expect out of an interview, some of the questions that they're going to ask you, how to answer those questions properly. Second, we'll talk about your first day at Starbucks and what to expect. Third, we'll talk about the perks and benefits of working at Starbucks. And last, we will talk about the reasons that you will probably end up quitting Starbucks one day. Because somehow, some way, we all end up quitting for the same reasons. Ask any barista. They'll tell you. Before we jump in, quick overview of me if you are just now finding my channel. I was a Starbucks barista for about 4 years, from 2016 up until right before 2020. I worked at 3 different stores over the course of those 4 years, one of them being a licensed store, the 2 other stores being corporate stores. I'll tell you a little bit later into the video what that difference between licensed store and corporate store actually means. So I've been through the interview process 3 times, the first day 3 times, and the quitting process 3 times. I just wanted to tell you that in case you thought my sources for this video were trust me bro. So first things first, what to expect out of a Starbucks interview. Well, here's what I'll tell you. It's nothing to be nervous about. It is super chill. Listen, Starbucks baristas have a reputation for a reason, okay? We're known as being hipstery. And for some reasons, all hipsters end up flocking to a coffee shop and being a barista for some period of their life. Telling you that to tell you that the person that's interviewing you probably doesn't even want to be there in the first place. And they also probably have this super like hipstery chill side, because I'm not kidding, that's literally everybody at Starbucks, for the most part at least. So truly the person interviewing you just wants to get to know you. They want to know what your availability is. Basically, they're just checking that you're not a weirdo. So don't be a weirdo, be normal, it'll be fine. Some of the questions that you can expect are, why do you want to work here? Do you have any prior coffee experience? What's your availability like? That's a big one. To those questions and any questions you get during the interview process, you should of course answer honestly. Why do you want to work at Starbucks? Okay, maybe it's because free food, free drinks, that's awesome. Honestly, valid. But don't let the person interviewing you know that. Do not say that to them. Say it's because you love coffee, or it's because you love bonding and connecting with people over a cup of joe, or Starbucks is a place you went every Wednesday morning with your great grandma while you were growing up, so it's super sentimental to you. I don't know, make some shit up and make it believable. Do you have any coffee experience? If you do, say yes, explain it. If you don't, say no, and back it up with something like, I make coffee at home though, and I'm a quick learner. Always throw the quick learner in there. Lastly, what is your availability? Be honest with this one. If your availability is weekends, say weekends. If your availability is Tuesdays and Thursdays, say Tuesdays and Thursdays. Last thing that you want to do is lie about your availability. And let's say that you lied and said that you're available on weekends when you're actually not. That's not going to be good when you start the job. If they're hiring you under the impression that you can work weekends, and then they hire you and you start, and then all of a sudden you can't work weekends, it's not gonna be good. You might end up getting fired. So just don't lie about your availability. Just be honest with your manager. If your availability doesn't exactly match to what they're looking for, just collaborate with them, talk with them, find a middle ground. You can always find a middle ground with most good managers. And lastly, do not follow up 20 minutes after the interview ends. Listen, I know you're eager, but give it at least 24 to 48 hours at least. Everyone is busy, especially at a damn Starbucks. Hey, here's a reminder to hit that like button if you're about that life. Please be about that life. Second, okay, let's talk about the first day at Starbucks and what to expect. So it's your first day at Starbucks, yay! So you did it, you got inducted into the 7th layer of hell, I mean the coffee capital of the world. First day, basically you will show up when you are scheduled to show up. Shocker. Always show up about 10 to 15 minutes before your shift at Starbucks if you're looking to get a little drink, a little snack, a little something, you know, I always did that. I just think it's also good practice to show up a little bit early to your first day or just to your shifts in general. Coffee break. You'll go in, you'll get your apron, you'll get your partner numbers, you'll do some really exciting computer trainings in the back. And honestly, your first 2 to 3 days might look like this. It's really not that exciting when you first start at Starbucks. I'm gonna be very transparent with you guys. So truly, there's really nothing to be nervous about when it comes to your first day at Starbucks. They will not throw you to the wolves on your first day. On your 5th day though, but that could have just been because I had a horrible manager. More on that later. Once you get past your computer trainings, however, that's when the fun starts. You'll get assigned a trainer, someone like me. I used to be a trainer when I was at Starbucks. And you'll just go through all the ins and outs of the store. So you'll go through safety measures, cleaning measures, drink basics. The most fun part of the training process though is when you get to the coffee tastings portion. You literally get to just run through all of Starbucks beans, try them all, pair them with food in the pastry case. That was the most fun part of training. You don't know life until you take a sip of coffee with some citrusy undertones and then take a bite of a lemon loaf from Starbucks. Felt something that day. I've never felt that feeling again. Overall, the training process start to finish really is not that bad, especially if you have a good trainer, which most stores do. It's interactive, it's fun, and chances are your trainer will probably be the first friend that you make at your store. Third, let's talk about Starbucks perks and benefits. Now, I did an entire series on my Instagram and TikTok about the benefits and perks of working at Starbucks, so if you're looking for more of an in-depth, deep dive into Starbucks benefits, go check out those videos. But in this video, being conscious of time, I will just tell you the stuff that you probably want to know. First, what do you get out of Starbucks other than trauma, pain, guilt, and shame? You may even forget your own name. But before you dwell on that drive-through forever, here's 30 minutes of a lunch break, so you don't commit arson on 103.5 Starbucks FM. I just came up with all of that on the spot. The weekend, call me when you see this. I've got a remix for you. But seriously, here's what you get. You get partner numbers, which is a 7-digit number that you will use for pretty much everything. Special to you and you only. The numbers that you have do not work for anyone else. They are tied to your name. So be very careful with who you also give them out to, because you don't want to be abusing the privilege. And they do track it, so be mindful of that. So you'll use this number when you're clocking in and out, when you're getting your food, drink, coffee mark out at your cafe or at another cafe. Get a 30% discount on all items and merchandise with your partner numbers, sometimes 40% around the holidays. You'll use it to log into Partner Hub. Seriously, you'll use your partner numbers for everything, so memorize them. I was a 240. I was a 2403005. Those are inactive partner numbers. Don't even try to use them. They've been inactive for like 3 years. Free Spotify Premium. Although the membership literally comes out of your paycheck, you just don't see it. So technically you are paying for it, but like, just be delusional and pretend like you're getting it for free like I did, because it's better that way. Benefits for part-time employees. This is a big one. A lot of companies don't do this. You usually have to be full-time status, so 35 hours plus to be qualified or be eligible rather for benefits. At Starbucks, you just have to work a minimum of 20 hours each week to be eligible for those benefits. Okay, rapid fire through these next few. ASU online for baristas pursuing a college degree. Commute stipends. 401k matching, Starbucks stonks, stipends related to sporting events, athletic ability, and so much more. I will say Starbucks benefits and perks are amazing compared to other companies. You should check them out, make sure you're getting the most out of your employer. But with every yin, there is a yang. So the benefits and perks, that's the yin. Let's talk about the yang. Let's talk about all the reasons that you will most likely end up quitting Starbucks one day. If you made it this far in the video, this is probably the part that you're waiting for, so let's just get into it. So let me just preface this whole topic with saying that I left my licensed store, I quit my licensed store to go to a corporate store, because all the benefits and the perks that I just listed only apply to corporate stores, unfortunately, and not licensed stores. My licensed store was inside of a Target, so by default, I get Target benefits, not Starbucks benefits. And I was like, listen, if I'm slaving away, I want partner numbers. So I quit the licensed store and I went over to corporate store and I got my numbers. I got my 240, okay? Then my second store that I quit to go off to college. And then my third store, when I was in my college town, I quit because clocking in just gave me nausea. I just hated working there. So I will say that this location had the most amount of people that I liked at the store. Loved the people I worked with at this third location. So it had nothing to do with them, but I digress. Here are some, keyword some, of the reasons that you may end up eventually quitting Starbucks. Because there's a reason that the place has a dramatic high turnover rate, okay? Starbucks is like a shiny object to most people. They make it look really fun and glamorous on the outside to work there, make it look like quality coffee and espresso, and then you get hired, and you get it, and then it hits you, and then you're enlightened, awoken, woke, The company as a whole is more focused on quantity versus quality. For several months after I moved to Chicago, I worked at a local cafe around here, and I realized from working there how bad Starbucks coffee and espresso tastes. I personally do not go to Starbucks anymore for coffee. I will go literally anywhere else, unless it's for the occasional warmed up cheese Danish or bacon gouda with sriracha, because that shit has chokehold even to this day. You can tell that the espresso is not being properly extracted, the machines aren't properly calibrated, and it's not the barista's fault, because how do you oversee something when both your hands are needed over there? How do you observe over here for quality if you're expected to pump out 10 drinks every minute? Sense of urgency if you're working at a drive-through store is coming from window times. What are window times? So window times are essentially a designated time frame that each car needs to be served and out of the drive-through. Sometimes those window seconds, like at my store, could be as low as 20 seconds. So within 20 seconds, the person needs to have paid and gotten whatever they ordered, and they're out the door, driving away. There's just a sense of intense pressure around window times, typically. Naturally, as I'm sure you can imagine, quality is not prioritized in those moments. And those moments are typically the general nature of Starbucks. Hi, remember to subscribe and like this video, thanks. Next, I think this one goes without saying, but Starbucks customers are nasty. They project their days on you. It's not fun, and I won't go in depth about this because I talk about this like all the time on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I've made plenty of videos around the entitlement of Starbucks customers. Do not let anyone speak to you in a disrespectful tone. Drop a bitch if you have to, but you didn't hear that from me. Third reason you'll probably end up quitting one day. Most managers suck. The issue is it's the type of people that Starbucks promotes. Starbucks employees typically on average are a little bit on the younger side. I'm sorry, but it's not best practice or a good idea to promote a 21-year-old person that has little to no experience in management. There's a few other reasons too that have to do with managers, but if you have a good manager, you will have a very happy life, and if you don't, happy Hunger Games. Also, requesting time off should not be a luxury. It should be something that just goes along with life and just goes along with the job. And I feel like if you're requesting time off with an adequate amount of time, I feel like it should always be approved. Like if I'm requesting time off 2-3 months in advance, there should be no reason that this is getting denied. Why do you need me 3 months from now? Do not allow yourself to become a slave to your service job. You are a human first, employee second. So keep that in your noggin. Final reason why most people quit Starbucks is just because they found a better opportunity. And there may be other reasons that you find that are the reasons you want to quit Starbucks, but I will let you figure those out for yourself. Think of it as like a little scavenger hunt. Come back here once you figure it out. I hope this video was helpful in some capacity for some of you that are prospective Starbucks baristas. If you have any other additional questions or things that you would like answered, drop them below and I will get back to you. Good luck with your interviews, good luck with your first days, good luck with quitting. Be nice to a barista today, okay guys? I'll see you later. Love you, bye.